Good morning, people of the world. Now, there are moments in history that just pass quietly, but then we need to pay attention, such as Ghana sending troops to Jamaica. Now, it's not because this is unusual, it's just, it reveals something that I think we have forgotten to give a name to. And what I want to say from the start is that it's not a simple act of diplomacy. It's something older. It's something deeper. It's even instinctive. Think about it as family responding to family. And when family responds, I think the language has to be different because for a long time, we've been trained to describe ourselves using the most polite, formal, internationally acceptable words. The way we describe ourselves, it's almost like the intention is to keep everything neat, keep everything contained and professional. But I think those kinds of words, such as diplomacy and aid, those words really fail to tell us the truth. Because the truth is, African relationships across the Atlantic, they were not created by treaties. Those relationships were interrupted. So what we are seeing today is not the beginning of anything new. I think it's a continuation of something that is old and picking itself up again after a very long pause. Think about it. When Guyana stands with Ghana, you want to call it outreach? No. If Barbados or Trinidad and Tobago stand with Nigeria, it is not alignment. That is recognition. And I think recognition does not need any permission. Across oceans, across centuries, across forced separation, something remained intact. Our memory remained intact, our rhythm, our worldview, our spirit. You hear all these in the music. When you look at the movement, you can feel all of it. The way our people relate to land all over the place, to our community, the way we even relate to joy, and of course to struggle. It's not a coincidence. All these are connections. And I don't think the world needs to be threatened by that. Ordinary people everywhere understand this. It's instinctive. When families are separated by so much time and so much distance, and then find each other again, no one demands paperwork or any documentation to explain the emotion. We don't need any justification. You just understand that closeness does not always need to be negotiated. No. What Africa and its diaspora are doing now is something very human. We are remembering, not in anger or opposition, but clarity. We are learning to speak about ourselves in ways that feel true again. So when Ghana sends troops to Jamaica, this is the important thing. The image matters. The language with which we construct that narrative is extremely important, and that is the reason for this message. The tone is important. When Ghana sends troops to Jamaica, it's not power being projected outward. It is care being extended inward. It's like we're saying to our family, we see you, we know you, and we will not pretend otherwise. Because for too long, We have stood at polite distance from each other, shaking hands carefully, using borrowed language that actually threatens us as recently as we can see. But when you discover that family that you've lost after centuries, you don't perform formalities, you lean in from the coast of West Africa to the hills of Jamaica, from Guyana to Suriname, from Haiti to Antigua and Barbuda, from communities in Australia and in New Zealand to the villages across the continent. These are not scattered points on a map. These are part of a single extended story. And reclaiming that story does not erase anyone else's place in the world. No, it does not threaten other nations. It does not diminish global cooperation. It just restores the truth, because the truth has weight. And when we speak it calmly, the truth does carry further than any amount of shouting. So this is an invitation. It's not a demand. It's an invitation to Africans everywhere. Wherever history has placed you, I want you to rethink how we describe our relationships. I want us to learn to choose language that reflects our reality, not just protocol. It's an invitation, I think, to Ghanaian leaders and leaders in Jamaica, leaders across the entire African world. We need to speak with the confidence of a people who understand themselves, a people who understand the thing that connects them, And the thing that connects us did not begin in conference rooms. It began long before the borders we have even had names. And this is the movement that I think deserves words that rise to meet it. Because this is not diplomacy discovering friendship. No. This is family recognizing itself and acting accordingly. Therefore, when Ghana sends aid to our fellow family, sends troops, no. We are just going home to do what we have to do with our fellow family members, wherever they find themselves. Let's learn to use the right language, and let's remember we are closer than even we know, and we are closer than anybody could ever imagine. Blessed, respect, and peace and love to everybody.